Although the history of gay marriage spans centuries ago, its recognition in law is still relatively a modern development. Here is a look at the historical evolution of gay marriage and where it originated. In ancient Greece and Rome, same-sex relationships were recognized, but they weren't seen as marriage. Some historians believe that places like China and Egypt had also had same-sex union, though they weren't legal. During the Middle Ages, Christianity played a huge role in defining marriage as between a man and a woman. Same-sex relationships were condemned and laws made against them. It wasn't until the 20th century that things started to change based on the move and pressure of the community advocating for equal rights and acceptance of all sexual orientation and gender identity, known as LGBTQ community. In 1989, Denmark became the first country to recognize civil union for same-sex couples. Then in 2001, Netherlands made a history as the first country to fully legalize gay marriage in the world. Many countries followed, like Canada, Spain, and South Africa, and now over 30 countries allow gay marriage, including Germany, Australia, and United States. However, many parts of the world, especially Africa, Asia, and Middle East, still don't allow gay marriage or same-sex marriage due to its cultural, religious, and political reasons. Back to our main questions. What does the law say? Is gay marriage a crime in Nigeria? If you are finding this topic interesting, make sure to subscribe to King's Advocate Network for more deep dives into legal and societal issues like this. On January 7, 2014, Nigerian former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan signed the Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Bill into law. The national purpose of the Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act was to prohibit all forms of marriage between persons of the same sex. The law forbids any cohabitation between same-sex sexual partners and bans any public show of same-sex amorous relationship. Same-Sex Marriage Act 2013, by virtue of Section 11 of that very act, prohibits same-sex marriage and other same-sex relationships and provides for penalty for contraventions. According to Section 5 sub 1 of that act, a person who directly or indirectly participates in same-sex marriage or civil union commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a term of imprisonment for up to 14 years. The Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act imposes 10 years prison sentence on anyone who registers, operates, or participates in gay clubs, societies, and organizations, or support the activity of such organizations. Punishments are severe and amount to 10 years imprisonment. Section 5 sub 2 of that same act says that any person or organizations that directly or indirectly support or promote same-sex relationship or marriage commit an offense and is liable to a term of imprisonment of up to 10 years. Apart from the Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act, same-sex sexual activities or gay marriage is prohibited under the Criminal Code and Penal Code Act, operating in southern and northern Nigeria respectively, which between them criminalizes the act of carnal knowledge against the order of nature, gross indecency and same-sex unions, and LGBT advocacies. The provisions carry a maximum penalty of 14 years imprisonment. Both men and women are criminalized under the Nigerian law to engage in same-sex sexual activities, and this is also criminalized at the state level of Sharia law, under which the maximum sentence is death by stoning. In addition to potentially being captured by laws that criminalize same-sex activity, trans people or gay people may face prosecutions under state-level Sharia laws. According to Nigeria Penal Code Act, applicable in the northern part of the country, by virtue of Section 284 sub 1, and it says that whoever has a carnal knowledge of any person against the order of nature shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which might extend to 14 years. The law criminalizing carnal knowledge against the order of nature and gross indecency were inherited from the British during the colonial period. Nigeria has over the years retained these positions. Also, according to Section 214 of the Criminal Code, which is applicable in the southern part of the country, any person who has a carnal knowledge of any person against the order of nature or permits such a person to have a carnal knowledge of him or her against the order of nature is guilty of felony and is liable to imprisonment for 14 good years. Although the law prohibiting gay marriage has been put in place in Nigeria, many international organizations and human rights community and activists has consistently opposed the law prohibiting same-sex marriage in Nigeria as amounting to violation of one's fundamental rights. In reaction to the Same-Sex Marriage Act enacted by the President Goodluck Jonathan back then in 2014, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Navi Pillay, has denounced the Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act, describing it to be a draconian legislation which is targeted towards the rights of individuals in the society. In furtherance to this, Amnesty International also warned that the law prohibiting same-sex marriage and relationship in Nigeria could also have a catastrophic consequence on gays. Those on the side of human rights argues that the Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act enacted by President Goodluck Jonathan contravenes the basic tenets of Nigerian Constitution 1999, including the respect for dignity section and prohibition of torture as guaranteed by Section 34 of that very Constitution. According to them, the Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act also goes against the several regional and international human rights treaties which Nigeria has ratified and included through the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. What do you think about this? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below and don't forget to hit the like button if you are finding value in this discussion. There has been numerous series of arrests since the enactment of Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act by the National Assembly back then in 2014. In the northern state of Bauchi, a crackdown took place immediately following the signing of Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act back then by President Goodluck Jonathan. That resulted in the arrest of 38 men who were alleged to have been conducting gay marriage in a particular hotel in Bauchi State. Also, among the numerous arrests which have been carried out by Nigerian security forces on prohibition of gay marriage in Nigeria, the arrest made in Delta State in 23rd August 2023 is a notable one. In that very scene, police arrested more than 100 men and women at a particular hotel in Asaba Delta State in Nigeria, as they were alleged to have been conducting gay marriage on that very hotel. In October 2023, 76 people including 59 men and 17 women were arrested by security forces in the northern city of Kano on the charge of organizing a gay wedding. Also, 3 people were put to death in one of the 12 states under Sharia law in June 2022. A Sharia court ruling sentenced 3 men to death by stoning for same-sex sexual acts in the northern state of Bauchi. So what does this mean for those who engage or are in support of same-sex relationship in Nigeria? The law is clear. Same-sex marriage is illegal and penalties are harsh. These laws are a reflection of the cultural and religious values that most Nigerians hold dear. The belief that marriage is a sacred bond designed for the creation of family is something that cannot be questioned in any typical African setting. In many African societies, challenging this norm is not just seen as violation of the law, but as an affront to moral fabrics of the community, which the society has over the years held dear. The criminalization of gay marriage by Nigeria law and most of African countries' law therefore protect what many see as the sanctity of marriage and family unit. While other parts of the world may view this stance as controversial, in Nigeria and much of Africa, it is about protecting cultural identity and moral values that have been passed down from generations to generation. Nigeria is just one out of many other African countries that ban and criminalizes gay marriage and relationship. Ghana criminalizes same-sex sexual activities between men, and sentences include a maximum of penalty of 3 years imprisonment. Cameroon also criminalizes same-sex sexual activity between men and women, and sentences include a maximum penalty of 5 years imprisonment and a fine. Also, Chad criminalizes same-sex sexual activities between men and between women. Sentences include a maximum penalty of 2 years, imprisonment, and a fine. These are a few instances among the many nations and countries in Africa that frowns and criminalizes gay marriage. The world is fast-moving, and morality is bowing and fizzling out as days goes by. What I'm about to say now may shock you, but it is the reality we are living in. The society we once knew with its strict moral boundaries is changing rapidly, and every day morality seems to be giving way, bowing down to the demands of law and personal freedom. The world power and leaders continue to strategize as many pressures continues to grow. The moral boundaries that once seems immovable are being challenged by an evolving legal framework. Whether this is a good or a bad news to you depends on where you stand, but it is undeniable fact that the world is moving in a new direction. Some see this shift as inevitable, while others view them as a threat to traditional values. But one thing is clear, the possibility of legalizing gay marriage in Nigeria, though once unthinkable, is now being discussed with growing seriousness. The odds of it becoming a reality are increasing every day. As it stands today, the main outstanding law criminalizing gay or homosexual marriage remains the Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act 2013, which many human rights activists and constitutional law lawyers had argued to be unconstitutional when juxtaposed with Section 34 and 42, which deals with the right to dignity of human person and right to freedom from discrimination on the basis of sex respectively. This means that a single interpretation or court pronouncement on the validity of this law in line with the Constitution may turn the table around. The first time this opportunity for the validity of the law sparked up in the case of Eba vs. FRN. Nigerian High Court avoided constitutional scrutiny of anti-gay laws. According to the court in that case, the plaintiff could not accept to be gay, thus cannot maintain an action over the rights not violated. This means that the court could not look into the merit of that very case. This shows that the Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act enacted in 2014 has not truly been tested in the court. For those who support change, this may offer hope. For others, it may raise concerns. Regardless of where you stand, the direction society is taking suggests that this issue will continue to evolve. The question now is how we as society will respond to this possibility. What do you think about the evolving nature of law and society? Drop your comment below and join the conversation. And if you have found value in today's discussion, hit the like button and share this video with others. Whether you believe this represents progress or change, or a challenge to deeply held values and morality, it is a conversation we all must engage in as the world around us continues to change. Don't forget to subscribe to King's Advocate Network for more in-depth legal insight and societal discussions. There is much more to explore and you won't want to miss it.